Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing episode 5 of Star Wars: The Bad Batch. So my initial thoughts on this episode, I thought it was a really fun one to just sit down and watch. Like it reminded me of the early seasons of the Clone Wars, where it was just an easy one to just throw on like a Saturday morning before work or whatever and just relax and watch. And it was fun, it was funny. There were nods and references and characters that we've seen before, cameos. Like, it was just a really cool and fun episode. Some of my favorite things came back about the Bad Batch. I love seeing Wrecker with the gonk droid and like working out with it. This time he was doing squats instead of curls, and I don't know. It's just funny, and like, you know, it's a clever way to get some gonk action in there. Another thing that I thought was really funny about this one was Sid, the old lady Trandoshan. First of all, we've never seen a fat Trandoshan, and second of all, I don't think we've ever seen a lady Trandoshan. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she was just cool. She just seemed like a cool little character, a nice addition to the roster of Star Wars characters, something we haven't really seen before, but is still familiar. And I thought that was a really cool way of just kind of like bringing in that all-knowing connections character, because every Star Wars show needs one. And can I just say, we saw Wrecker hit his head again? Something is definitely going on there, guys, and I have a bad feeling about this. So I watched this episode with Golden Guy Pictures, the director, writer, you know, special effects guy. He pretty much did a lot of it on The Foretelling, and a really close personal friend of mine. And when the Bad Batch was sitting there talking, planning out when they were gonna to make their move on Ord Mantell and get with the Zygerians, he brought up Kuat, and Zach, being a big Quinlan Vos guy, said that that's Quinlan Vos's home world. And so there is a chance that we could see Quinlan in this, and I think that would be great, because as we all know, like, George didn't let anyone touch that character because he had plans for him. And I feel like, of course, Dave Filoni is going to respect George's wishes, and it's very possible that we might see Quinlan Vos in this, and I feel like he would fit very perfectly into this show. Another thing that I thought was really cool, and a little personal theory of mine, when Omega is sitting there and painting that little clone doll that she had, the armor resembled the Bad Batch, but it was different than the other armors that we've seen from the rest of the crew. It seemed like she was making her own armor for the future, and when she was talking, she referred to the doll as a she. So I think Omega looks at that doll and sees her future. She wants to be a member of the Bad Batch, a legit member with her own armor, her own abilities, and I think that would be so freaking cool. I am so excited for that to happen. When they were on the planet and they were, you know, going through all the old ruins or whatnot, and Omega was climbing around and stuff, me and Zach both got some really hardcore Indiana Jones vibes. It looked like something straight out of those movies, and I thought it was really cool. And may I just mention, Moochie, the little baby Rancor, is adorable, and I want one.
I want one.
No.
Another thing that was really cool about this episode was we kind of got our first Star Wars monster fight. We have the one underwater in The Phantom Menace. There's always a bigger fish. But I think that was more of just like eating, you know, predation taking place. I like this being more of a monster fight. And go Moochie, by the way.
Aww, that's a good Rancor.
Towards the end of the episode, we see Bib Fortuna, that surprise cameo that I talked about earlier, and some Gamorreans come in straight from Jabba's palace and talk to Sid. They were the ones that were after Moochie, the baby Rancor. And we find out that Moochie is actually the Rancor in Return of the Jedi, the one that Luke kills with the door. And Luke, you suck. Moochie was adorable and she didn't deserve to die! For the final scene of this episode, we get a really interesting conversation between Hunter and Sid. And it seems like Sid, being that, you know, sketchy bounty hunter connection type character that she is, she might betray the Bad Batch. It's very possible that she wants some extra credits, and I think that would be a really interesting way. She obviously knows who Finnick is, and which makes me think that she might have some connections to her, which makes me a little bit nervous for the Bad Batch, because they're gonna be up against some serious odds here. Anyways, guys, I think that's gonna wrap up my episode 5 review of the Bad Batch. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. Why don't you leave in the comments what you thought, and you know what? Put down Moochie with a little heart emoji if you're a Moochie lover just like I am. Thanks so much for watching this, and may the Force be with you, always.